Just talk about that.
Hello, everybody. Hi. Hello. Hi. Nice to see you again. Oh my goodness, how is everybody's evening so far? Nice to hear, nice to hear. I'm Michaela Dietz, and I'm Deedee Magno. I'm a mother, twice over. It's so fulfilling. Oh, Michaela. I mean, Deedee. So, how shall we do this?
Yeah, well, I'm guessing some of you may have some questions.
You guys look fabulous, by the by.
Should we do like some questions and we can provide some answers?
But we can try.
I will say before we get into anything though, spoilers, we're not gonna do it. Don't ask for it.
I wouldn't remember anyway.
Yeah. Also, you know, all of our opinions here, they are ours alone. We in no way represent Steven Universe, Turner, Cartoon Network. This is just like Michaela and Deedee talking to you. So I just want to put that out there. Don't
The voices of the characters.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
Do you wanna choose people like when they, you know, do whatever and then just do it? Okay. Yeah.
In that particular order.
Okay. Baloney. 78 degrees, depending on, yeah.
Is that Marceline? It is. Oh, lovely. Hello.
What are both of your favorite Steven Universe songs?
My goodness. I was fine. That's one of my favorites to sing, and but my all-time favorite is Love Like You. The credits. Rebecca's voice is just like butter, and I
love butter.
As do I.
Mine is Here Comes a Thought, and I remember the day I remember the day I walked in to the studio and I caught AJ singing part of it, who's the voice of Stevani. So that was really special, and then I had massive goosebumps all over me because her voice, she's just so moving. She really, yeah. Okay.
Wait, how lucky you! How did you get into
I
the
know.
studio for that?
I did not schedule the time. When they told me to show up.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Brag. Yeah.
Deedee, how did you get into Broadway?
Well, I knocked on a door. It had the words Broadway. No. The first thing that I had, my very first professional job was a show called the New Mickey Mouse Club. And all of you are too young to know that show. But anyway, there was yes, you are. There was a gentleman that I worked with. His name is Fred Newman. He does lots of voices. He introduced me to this show called Miss Saigon, and it's one of my faves. But I listened to the soundtrack and fell in love with the musical. And while I was on tour with a singing group called The Party, we stopped in London. Secret rapper here. Not so secret anymore. So we were in London, and the show was there. It opened in London. Miss Saigon did. I got to see the show with my mom, and I was about 16 at the time. Yes. it's a wonderful memory. I just remember watching it and saying that I would love to play this role at some point. It was a dream of mine, and so a couple years later, I auditioned for Miss Saigon, and it was the original show that I auditioned for was the one in Toronto, actually. There's a show of Miss Saigon in Toronto, which they offered me the understudy to the alternative Kim, which is like the third understudy for Kim, and I would be in the ensemble. I unfortunately had to turn down the offer because my family had, this is a very long answer, sorry.
I'm like, when are we going to get to?
I know, okay, yeah, I know, okay. So my family had planned a trip to the Philippines, and I could not go with my family. So I had to turn down that offer, but then fast forward to another audition for the second national touring company, in which when I auditioned, they offered me, after several auditions obviously, but they offered me the actual lead of Kim, so I got to play. Yeah, so that led to an opening to the Broadway company, because it's a Broadway show, but it was a touring company. It's the same show, but just on tour. From the second national tour, I went to Broadway, and so that was my story to how I got to Broadway. But yeah.
I actually have two questions. One is, what was your first reaction to Opal?
What's the second question? Or am I not allowed to know yet?
You call yourselves if you fuse together.
Oh, this is fun. First, you have to know something. So sometimes, well, we haven't done this in a bit because I feel like we've been very busy. But sometimes after a record, Deedee and I would go grab a bite. We just gab as gals. And sometimes, we live in LA, so it takes some time. You have to jump in your car and go somewhere. So one of us would follow the other person on the highway, and we totally giant woman it. Like, I would put on my blinker first to make room to be like, yo, slow down, and then Deedee would go. It was awesome.
We abide all of the rules, though.
Yeah.
Don't run any red lights.
My first reaction to Opal, when I read about it in the script, I was like, wait, what? Because I didn't really know that fusion was a thing, so
Yeah, the original OG.
Yeah, OG, yeah.
Fusion.
And then seeing it air and realizing it was the voice of Amy Mann, I was like, oh, this is a dream. Amy Mann's awesome.
Yeah. Yes.
What was your reaction, Deedee?
Same. Exactly the same.
Yes. And our name, if we were to fuse, would be Giant
For both of you guys, I have two questions. What's your favorite thing to eat? What's your favorite food?
I love it.
I am very different from Pearl because I love to eat. I love food, all kinds of foods. I don't think I could ever be tired of eating pizza. Pizza and a salad. You gotta mix it up.
both.
How would you feel? What if tourmaline exists? Like the crystal gem. The
What if?
tourmaline.
What if?
What if?
What if tourmaline? I feel like that's not even a question, but I like it. Can we get someone all the way in the back? Yeah. Wait, can we limit it to one and then we'll go back because I feel like there are a lot of people here. Also, I love your cosplay. You look great. Can you please repeat that?
What's your favorite memory of working on the set?
I'm working on the set. The set. Oh, the set. It's this little show called Steven's Universe.
Do you have a favorite memory?
I would have to say that the very first time that we had to go around and do our effort sounds, when we were all in the room together, and we would just go, because Michaela typically stays on this side, and then I would stay on this side, and then Zach would go over here, and then Estelle would be here, and then oftentimes we would start with Michaela, which I don't know, that's dangerous.
It's chaotic.
It's dangerous. Because so we'll do like an effort.
So for those of you who do not know, effort sounds they're in the script, and it's like you're jumping, or you're jumping down from something, or you're like pulling the whip back, like before you, these verbalized, like non-dialogue.
Right, yes. Oh, they're the best. Like for example,
When there's an earthquake.
an earthquake?
Yeah.
Shaking? Okay. So Michaela would go first.
It looks like you had 2 shake weights, and you're like, so cold.
But yeah, then we would definitely have to like stop sometimes and
Yeah.
cut and then paste.
Actually, my favorite memory, not the efforts, but I do like the group sort of, or it would be like one person goes first and we all just have to follow their lead. So sometimes it'll be like, hello, 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 hello. It's just like everybody says hello. But I remember one time, was it you, me, and Zach? And we were like, hello, hello, hello. And it was like so funny. You had to be there.
So Rebecca seems really detail-oriented, to say the least. When you guys were developing the voices, how much of it was stuff that you brought to the table, and how much of it was stuff that Rebecca specifically wanted?
Well, I mean, she obviously had a sound in her brain about what she wanted each character to sound like. So she handpicked each of us. So I guess we brought that to the table. But I feel like as the show progressed and us getting to know each other more and feed off of each other, I'm thinking that a lot of that sort of bled into, I'm thinking that maybe, perhaps, they would take note of the dynamics between the characters, or between the voice actors. And then for me, personally, Pearl was, as far as her voice goes, was a little bit more reserved in the beginning, and then just, things happen in the show, and emotionally, and she gets a bit frantic, and I think depending on but yeah, I think as we started recording more and more, a lot more personality was put into the voices and helped with the writing.
I know for me specifically, I in the very beginning, I remember Rebecca and Ian, who used to be our creative director, and now he does OKKO. Great show, tune in. And they would all say, no, more chill, more chill. Like I had too much energy at first, so they really wanted her to be chill. So, yeah.
Hi, Deedee. Hi, Michaela. Welcome to Toronto.
Hello, lovely cosplay. I love it. Where my pearls at?
So my question for you is, it's a bit of a two-pronged. We've seen some phone numbers in Pearl's gym, so I'm wondering, Deedee, what do you think Pearl would be like on a first date? And Michaela, how do you think as the ultimate wingman, Amethyst would support her in that venture?
Oh, this is awesome. Also, by the way, your t-shirt is hilarious. I just was trying not to laugh really hard. It just says, spoiler alert, everyone dies. No.
Oh my goodness.
Well, it does happen. Anyway, sorry, not in the show. No, yeah.
I think that Pearl would probably be a bit awkward. I think that she would be very polite and, you know, opening doors and, you know, the seat and all of that. And I think that she might get a second date. I think so.
I could definitely see her, like, you know how sometimes on first dates they're like, ooh, let's do a fun activity that like neither of us knows. Let's both get out of our comfort zones. And I feel like Pearl would totally be like, no, I got this. This is exactly how this goes.
She would probably plan the evening. First, they would start with like a horseback ride, and of course, they just, Amethyst would be there because Amethyst would be the horse. And then they would go to the theme park and ride the teacup.
Yeah.
You know, ride. Perhaps get some bits. You know, and then they end it with the cookie cat.
Oh, wow.
All my three groups.
To support, I feel like Amethyst would definitely document, like slyly document different stages, so later she'd be like, yo, you were so awkward. And here's some proof. But just work on it, man. You can get better in the future. Okay.
Hi. So, if you could live like as one of the people in Beach City, like any of the characters, who would you be?
Nenefwa. That family discount and fish soup pizza? What?
Oh man, this is gosh.
What about, should we workshop this? What about like, Sadie? She can sing, she can...
Hey, yes! I originally auditioned for Sadie. Yeah. I did Sadie.
She's telling the truth.
Sadie, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Next.
What was it like working with the staff of Uncle Grandpa? And would you
Wow, oh, what was that second part?
what would you expect? Would you like to do a crossover with another show or anything?
Yeah, lots of crossovers. So working with the cast of Uncle Grandpa was a dream. The complete cast was not there. So Adam Devine was not in the room when I got to eat him. Or my character did, my character. But I feel like this is such a hot take, but that was for me one of the best records. It's always fun having new energy in the booth. I know the fandom, not so into that episode. I heard about it online. Yeah.
I think, yeah, no, that was definitely a fun record to have everybody in the room. Bowser was there, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no.
Oh, you. I feel like we have such a like strong feminine energy in general in the booth when we're all there, and they have a more masculine vibe. So it was cool. It was like one of those like 7th grade dances where everybody's boys up at that wall, girls at that. Okay, yeah.
It was really a fun record.
Yeah.
What would your favorite fan encounter be?
What?
What was your favorite fan encounter?
Oh, encounter.
Oh gosh. I met a family of pearls. They had 2 little yellow and blue pearl, and I just, so darling.
Like children?
They were children.
Just clarify.
The parents were, one was a blue diamond, I believe, and then I can't remember what the other parent was dressed as. But they had two little pearls. They were so cute, yellow and blue, and they were not having a good time. They wanted to be somewhere else. But I took pictures of them anyway. They were so delightful. I thought they were so cute.
Do you think when their parents ground them, they're like, yes, my God. They're like, go to your room. Yes, my God. What was the question? Oh, yeah, fan encounter. I mean, there are a lot. I think what's great about this show is that it speaks to so many different people in very specific ways. And it's really incredible what Rebecca and the Quinniverse can do within 11 minutes. They can make us laugh and cry and then laugh again and then maybe snarf out of our noses, you know, whatever. So the show itself is incredibly poignant, and I think my favorite fan encounter was with a person who, well, no, because then after I met them, they told me that they go by they and them. So I just need to clarify that. But yeah, CJ was awesome. They had a terminally ill. They were terminally ill, and they were just like so funny and witty. And I just had a great time. And they have since passed away. But they really made me realize how important this show is. Like for them, it would be when they were getting chemo treatments. They would just watch the show with their brother and their dad. So yeah, I think that was probably a favorite, and you know, I think about them a lot. So yeah, CJ.
Hi, so I just have a quick question. If you had to give advice, whether as like your character or as people, just like fandom or like people our age or anything.
This is very open-ended. I like it.
You have like a life lesson you've learned, or just general good advice that you would share.
Okay. Do you have advice? Do it for you. Don't get hurt. And don't. Your nails look great. Oh, don't wreck them. I will. Don't wreck them. Mine would say English. Weird. I would say don't take yourself too seriously. That said, yeah, be bold, have drive, get what you want, do it for you, but like at the same time, it's just a day, man. And you know, just like make sure there's always some heart or fun and underlying whatever you're pursuing. So.
And to add to that, to piggyback off of what Michaela said, be kind. Be kind. And to piggyback off of what Deedee said, floss.
Mom.
This is actually a Dwight question.
Whoa!
Wait, who?
This is Dwight question.
Okay.
What was your favorite interaction between Amethyst and Pearl?
There's so many. There's just so many.
Sorry, no. We're gonna give specific answers. We will not cop out. Go ahead, Deedee.
Okay, so the one that just came to my mind was when Amethyst splashed all that water on Pearl, and she was like, "Oh, Amethyst!" When they were playing that game. What was that game? Is this real? I feel like you're making stuff up. Or was it checkers? Yeah, see. Oh, I remember some things.
My favorite interaction was when they were in the car in the Greg's van.
What are you guys? Well, first off, how do you live in Toronto?
I love it. Every time I come.
How many times have you been here?
Oh,
I'm a newbie.
it's your first time here?
Yeah.
What's your guys' favorite voice line?
Voice line?
Like, what's your favorite line that you said in the show? If you remember.
Sup.
Steven.
You really, man, it's a testament to Dee Dee's acting. I feel like if you go through all of the time she says Steven, the range is huge. It's like you've literally hit every emotion with every Steven you've said.
Oh gosh, thanks.
Well, you're welcome.
How did you feel when you heard that Ruby and Sapphire were getting married?
Honestly, I was like, do they have a registry?
I mean, it was beautiful. It was epic. It was just all the feels, all the feels.
It made me really proud to be a part of Steven Universe. And yeah, we're a very small part of the show. I mean, obviously, this is Rebecca's baby, and the Crewniverse puts so much into it. And, you know, we're here. We get a lot of the shine from it, but I feel like we just contribute a fraction of what makes the show the show. And it made me so proud to be a part of something that, you know, I think a lot of people were excited to see a marriage between Ruby and Sapphire. And yeah, I hope that we see more unions like that depicted on screen in the future. So.
And outfits.
So good.
So good.
Do you have any, like, do you guys use method acting at times? And what was probably the hardest time was then?
You got this.
What do you guys do to get into character? And what was the hardest, like, time to get into character?
For me, Pearl says a lot of wordy things, you know, long-winded, descriptive
Passages.
things. And a lot of times my tongue gets tied, so that's difficult for me. I have to do a few takes and takes after take after take, but to try to get those words in and make it roll off my tongue, like I would say those words in my real life, but I don't. So that's challenging for me. Method acting typically is for like if we were to be on stage, yes? Method is I know this.
Yeah.
Method.
But I feel like now, I mean, the show's been going on for so long, and Dee Dee alluded to this earlier, but the line between our characters and ourselves is, I mean, it's become more and more enmeshed, and I think we don't need a method act because we just need to act. But I feel like we are so closely aligned with our characters in most of the instances that we're, you know, that are shown on screen that, like, I don't think I don't want to speak for you, but I don't method act
No,
for
but
Amethyst.
I feel like also too when we're recording, the storyboard is on a television screen for us to look at, so we can see what the characters are doing and the expressions that they have on their faces, and so we try to emulate that expression into our voice. And so a lot of it also is help from the line directors and Rebecca. But yeah, we just that's
Yeah.
If that's method, like
Yeah.
that's not method. Okay, that's using a visual reference. Okay. Oh, can I go first? Because I feel like I usually go last on these questions because you're the musical person. Okay. Well, so I like a lot of different shows, but I just saw My Fair Lady in New York starring Lauren Ambrose, and you guys, I had no idea she must be classically trained. Her voice is so pure. I'm gonna say it. She's like Julie Andrews level.
Whoa!
Yeah, I'm putting that out there. She's like Streisand level. Wow. You guys, if you have the opportunity to see it, do it, or use the World Wide Web and look up clips. Gosh, I love all kinds of musicals. My very first musical that I ever saw was Phantom of the Opera, and then I got to do Miss Saigon, which was like my dream, and I got to see Hamilton. So that's another dream of mine. So just putting it out there. Ding, ding, ding. Hey, Lit! Hey! Hey, get him on the speed dial. Hey, yo, hey, yo. Yeah. What's that? What? Oh, yes, because... I saw. Yeah, he was raved about that. So good. Okay. Oh.
Besides pearl and amethyst, what kind of gem would you be?
In real life? Or like on the character? I mean, on the words. I like in the show. Okay, I like this because I don't completely get it, but I want to show. I would like to be. I hope this answers your question. I would like to be someone like Opal. There's a really beautiful balance there, and she just has this like kind of very strong, quiet confidence that I hope one day I can have in real life. Because I'm like, all the time. This is the quiet part. What's up? What?
You're a queen.
Thanks, diamonds are a dream. So you be Marilyn Monroe? I would like to be Marilyn Monroe. That's what I thought. You got it. You got this. Aloha.
I just really want to first say I love both of you and your characters. Your voices are amazing, the characters are great, and the show has really helped me in terms of like figuring myself out, especially since I came from a more traditional family. So I want to say personally, thank you. As for my question, it's really silly though.
No, dude, no judgment. Just do it. The sillier the better.
Do you think we can do this in like the characters of Amethyst and Pearl?
We can try. I'm not going to commit until I know what you're asking.
Well, tell your funniest joke to Amethyst.
If Pikachu had a cousin, what would its cousin's name be?
What?
I'm a Baichu! I didn't say it right. Wait, okay. If Pikachu had a cousin that was a dog, what? And wanted to... Something about a Pikachu Pikachu, a dog that was flying, and it was a meme. It was a meme. And I thought it was so funny, but it doesn't quite translate as a joke. I'll get back to you.
Wait, that was the whole bit, right?
That was funny.
That was funny. That was the like Andy Kaufman weirdness. Is that the same question for Amethyst? Oh,
Sure.
oh, Amethyst would just be like, yo, this is a joke. Okay, now you can laugh. That's it. Boom.
I don't get it.
So, out of Garnet, Pearl, and Amethyst, which one do you think would make the best mom for Steven?
Oh, come on. Come on.
Yo, you trying to make enemies in here?
I feel like it's a combination of all three of them, really.
Yeah, I think, you know, it really parallels life and sort of what you were talking about, coming from a traditional family, but the show's helped you. I think sometimes the best families are the non-traditional ones, and it's where you're pulling in supportive resources from all places in your life. And I think that's what Steven's done, and I think that's what he needs too. So, all of them.
Sorry.
Bless you.
Yes. God bless you. But I also think too, because I just being a mom myself of two boys. How old are you? 11. Okay, so I have a 7 and a 13-year-old, and I think as a mom, you kind of want to. You know, you have to be strict, you know, because you're the parent, and then you have to lay down the laws of the house, you know, and make sure that they're safe all the time. And then you also want to be fun and, you know, carefree sometimes, and, you know, like, you know, have fun with your kids. Tell jokes and, you know, eat burritos and things. And then you also want to be a little bit more reserved and let your child sort of do things and discover things on their own, and sort of love them and care for them from a little bit of afar, you know, when they're trying to figure out what it is that they want to do or be. And yeah, gosh,
I
miss my kid.
Well, but Dee, as you're saying this, I mean, I feel like you embody all of that. Her boys are wonderful. They are so cool and bright and polite, and they really do like you. And I mean, not for long. You know, there's gonna be a phase where they're not gonna like you, but then they're gonna like you again, and hopefully they respect you throughout. So, and I think they will. But yeah, I feel like you have all those.
If they don't like me all the time, that's fine. But as long as they always love me, because I love them.
You guys would make great.
Yeah, your mom. Are you mom?
Mom, you're cool.
Yeah.
Cool too, don't worry.
So cool, Mom.
So cool.
You be kind to your mom, okay?
Yeah. And when she crowns you, you say, "Yes, my diamond." Yes. Yeah.
I was just wondering because I watch a lot of YouTube because
Because 2018. Yeah.
I saw that you both were in videos with Thomas Sanders.
Ah.
I'd like to meet
That guy.
Thomas. We love him. Yeah, that was really fun. Oh, so you were just reminding us of the videos that we, yeah.
It was such a, the one we did, it was just a really quick little one, and we were in a park outside of a library in West Hollywood. Thomas happened to be visiting LA, and he kind of organized everything through Deedee, and she got Jen Paz to come, the voice of Lapis Lazuli, Zach Callison, who voices Steven. And the two of us, and we had so much fun. We were like, you know the little fry thing? So I really like origami, and I definitely folded that much.
She folded it, she colored it.
Yeah, but we were like doing arts and crafts in the middle of this like walkway. I'm sure people were wondering what was wrong with us.
It was so much fun, but he's the coolest.
Yeah.
And he's like one of the hardest working YouTubers out
Totally.
there. So hats off. If I had a hat, I would. Don't Sanders. Hey.
Thank you. Available at my booth.
Yes.
Hi, I was just curious if you could choose any voice actor or actress to come onto the show to be a guest star, who would you choose?
Ooh. Yeah. I mean, at this point, like Lauren Ambrose, I want her to sing the song of Steven Universe. Her voice. That voice.
Oh man, oh man, oh man. I think, and I don't even know if he does voiceover work, but I think just because I want to sing with him someday, Bruno Mars. If we could voice something on Steven, that would be so
That'd be
We can get Bruno.
That'd be good. Can I ask a question? What time does this thing end? No, that's not what I mean. I want to make sure that we're getting enough, like.
Oh my God.
Okay, so we'll speed up our answers.
Okay,
That's all
sorry.
I don't want to get away from you guys. I just want to manage my time. Okay. Hi.
My first time at Fan Expo, so I might do my whole bucket list this year.
Oh.
Try. I would like you and everyone to sing the theme song.
Yes.
If you're evil and you're
On the rise, you can count on the four of us taking you down. 'Cause we're good and evil never beats us. We'll win the fight and then go out for pizzas. We are the crystal gems. We'll always save the day. And if you think we can, we'll always find a way. That's why the people of this world believe in garnet, amethyst, and pearl.
You're hired.
When do we start?
If you could spend a day in real life in Beach City, what would you do?
Ski ball, bro.
Maybe a little parasailing on the beach.
I would also go to the library because I've never seen the library in Beach City, but I imagine that it has some nice views. Libraries are awesome.
Yeah. Probably try a fish pizza, but I don't know.
You might enjoy it. I feel like you're an adventurous eater.
I am.
You might.
Hi. Oh, I was just wondering what Rebecca Sugar is like.
She's the sweetest heart.
She's so thoughtful in everything she does, and we can see that, I think, in the show, in the characters, but also, I just, like, the way she voice directs us, I just love, like, you can see how much joy it brings her, you know, and,
Oh, there's just so much going on in her brain.
yeah, she's brilliant.
Lots of attention to detail, but just a sweet, sweet person. And talented.
This is gonna be spoilers for like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 episodes ago. I haven't been keeping track. Is that okay?
Oh.
Are you the skeleton? Who's talking? Okay, cool. Just want to make sure I wasn't.
When you said no spoilers, you meant you're not gonna tell us any spoilers.
Right.
Right?
Well, we do not know anything.
Okay.
Or do we?
Yeah.
So you're spoiling it? I'm confused.
Well, okay.
I'm gonna ask it if you're not cut off coverage here.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, earmuffs.
Okay.
Earmuffs for all
If you don't like spoilers, stop streaming, cover your ears.
With the recent Rose Quartz reveal, Pink Diamond today.
What? You just spoiled that for me.
Oh, you're not caught up.
It's so deep. It's so deep. Gosh, the only thing I have to say about that is the only thing I have to say about that is I can only speak from just as Deedee. And Susan Egan is a friend of mine now from the show. We work together on several different things, but she will forever be the voice of Rose. And I'll always have a special place in my heart for Rose. So that's all I can say about that. I love that lots of people call her Bird Mom. I love being a mom, and I love being a mom to Steven, Zach. Steven Zach. But yeah, so that's what I love about Pearl.
What I love about Amethyst is her openness. I think we've seen a lot of emotional development from her, and I think that it's cool to be independent, and it's cool to be strong, but it's also really cool to be flexible and learn forgiveness in other people and yourself. So I applaud her for that. Yeah.
Yes. Ooh, just 1 or 2 minutes left.
If you had a weapon in real life, what would it be?
Kindness, bad jokes. I don't know. I like that. It's not a weapon, but if I could just change your question to like a super, power, yeah. I had a spear that just shot out kindness. Kindness. Be nice.
And mine would be like these really lethal bad jokes. Like, did you hear the one about the dog and the cousin and the Pikachu?
We have the time for one more question. Oh my goodness. Oh,
no, you should pick it, because we can't pick favorites. Steven's
okay. Hi. Kindness sword.
Speaking of cosplay, if you could cosplay any character from Steven Universe.
Garnet.
That's a good one.
Oh, that would be so fun.
I think I'd want to do sour cream just so I could walk around with glow sticks. Why not?
This gal in the front row, she was, yes. I have to say she was, okay. Bonus question.
It's kind of similar to the other one about weapons, but if your character in the show could have a different weapon, what would you want it to be? Also, I love you guys.
Oh, bad joke. Bad joke. A kindness sword. Spear, a sword and a spear. And a shield. A shield.
I love Steven's power, his bubble of being able to protect those around him and himself. So I think I would want Amethyst to have something akin to that.
Huh. What about you, Deedee?
That's all the same. I like that.
Okay. Mm-hmm. You guys are going to be here all weekend. I hope you will. We have a panel on Sunday with A1 Estelle and A1
Please do come. Yeah, we'd love to see you guys too for the rest of the con. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all your wonderful questions. Class dismissed.
Thank you for watching the Convention Junkies coverage of Fan Expo Canada 2018. Join the conversation below with a comment, and don't forget to like and subscribe to see more. If you would like to help us with future projects, please visit our Patreon page.